This is the MGM 10-year overview reading for the years of 2020 through 2029. It's currently December 13th, 2022, approximately 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time. MGM is currently $34.21 per share. This is an updated version. I did a 10-year a while back. Besides not being able to find it, I was planning to update this anyways, to do a new reading because the 10 years really evolved since that time. Overall theme and behavior for MGM, a lot to do with Congress. There's a holding pattern in here, but usually there's like a pop and drop involved with this card. It's crossed with a decline that increases with momentum moving forward in time. Behavior around the high, we have a notable move on a multi-year scale. There's a notable move to reach the high. Behavior off of the low, a rally that increases with momentum moving forward in time. 2020, we have an important resistance level that's highlighted. It'll be important on a multi-year chart. We have sideways price swings, possibly bullish, but sideways price swings in 2021. 2022, we have a rally, or the beginning of a rally moving higher. 2023, we have a notable decline. 2024, there's a merger or an acquisition of some kind that's highlighted, an agreement, a decision between two leaders, or a merger or acquisition, probably a merger or acquisition of some kind there in 2024. 2025, out of a decline, there's a fast sudden move higher, marking the end of a period of decline. There's also a male leader that's likely highlighted here, an executive water sign. I'm seeing it here and end here. 2026, we have a rally along a diagonal trend line that increases with momentum. A rally along a diagonal trend line that ends with a fast sudden move higher, and then a breakdown, like a pop and drop, and a breakdown through that diagonal trend line with increasing volatility on the way down. So the rally or the decline here in 2025 ends with a fast sudden move higher. That carries into 2026 along the diagonal trend line, but breaks down with increasing volatility. There's a U-shaped dip in 2027. It forms near the intersection of two perpendicular diagonal trend lines. There may also be something regarding a no, I'm going to leave that alone. 2028, we have a rally that ends. So there's a rally out of this U-shaped dip into 2028, and that rally ends. Then we're bound by a range in 2029. I'm advised to trade around a period of volatility with a fast sudden move higher, marking the end of that period of volatility. And then the sneak preview for the following 10-year period, the 2030 through 2039. Super bullish, guys. We successfully turned a resistance level into new support. That's a resistance level on a multi-year chart. I'm going to get into the pattern recognition portion. Guys, if you're watching this on TikTok, you can see the full prediction where we get into where the highs and lows are as far as like in what years and the best trade to make and all that. In our YouTube channel, it's all free. Just check out our YouTube channel, tarotfortraders.com. It's with an FOR, not the number 4, but Tarot for Traders. And you'll get the complete prediction with the Eso-Meta pattern recognition portion, as well as also like the best trades. Stay tuned for that. This is the Eso-Meta portion of the MGM 10-year reading, and what we see here, guys, we've got a prominent low in 2022, and you can see right here, prominent low in 2022. So we created we dealt with an important resistance level in 2020, right? That's that resistance level. It looks like we broke out just in 2021. We have a price swing, so we go all the way up here, and then we have a price swing, like all the way back down to a low in 2022. So it looks pretty accurate as far as an important price level, also a low here, and then price swings. Notice that this doesn't have a high correlation here. 2021 doesn't have a high correlation. That's indicating to me, I mean it could, but it's indicating to me that we have a much higher high to go. There's no high correlator. The high card is nullified, meaning that either the high here, there's chart behavior that cancels out the high. It looks like the high is somehow irrelevant, but let's see. we want to trade around something to do with Congress. Looks like it takes place, this thing to do with Congress takes place in 2024. And there's a merger or an acquisition of some kind, so it might have something to do with like some sort of litigation, because we also have related to this Congress card, we have this Knight of Swords, which it could be an air sign executive, and or more likely it's an executive and something to do with litigation or some sort of like legal stuff that needs to be changed, and it takes place here in 2024 after a notable decline. Out of the decline, there's a big move higher. Looks like the resistance level in the following 10-year period of 2030 through 2039, the resistance level that we successfully turn into support on a multi-year scale is a resistance that we create here in 2027 when we have that rally out of a decline in 2026 here, when we create resistance in 2026 at the end of this rally. So we come out of this decline with a fast sudden move higher. That fast sudden move higher and continues rallying along a diagonal trend line into 2026, and then another fast sudden move higher that marks the end of that rally, followed by a decline through the diagonal trend line with increasing volatility on the way down and into a low. Another prominent low for the 10-year period here in 2027. It's a U-shaped dip, so we come out of that, and then there's a rally into 2028, but that rally ends, and then we're bound by a range here. It looks like there's a significantly higher high. This is like a buy and hold kind of stock, guys. It really is. I have it as like in 2020 I did a reading, and it was the #1 investment to make back in 2020. It was at $14 at the time. Made it all the way to 54. It was the #1 investment to make over a 10-year period. It was the answer. It was the answer to that question. So the following 10-year turns this resistance level. Also probably a high here. Matter of fact, in 2026, there's a high towards the end of the year in 2026, and then we turn into a prominent low in 2027. Right on the cusp of 26 and 27, it would appear there's an opportunity to open up a short position. No. There's an opportunity to cash out. Yeah, so my sense is probably a buy-up in here. There's a buy-up in 2022. Probably there's obviously a buy-up here in 2024. I don't think it's a sell up, it's more like a buy up, and then we have the opportunity to sell on the cusp of 2027 and 2028, but then there'll be a much higher price level, it seems, or a much higher high in the following 10-year period when we turn this high into support, this high, the one that we create here in 2026. All right, guys, that's the MGM 10-year. Thank you for watching. Most importantly, guys, make sure when you make money from these readings that you pay a little bit forward, you pay a little bit backwards, and make sure that you spend that money out of love. The universe will send it back to you tenfold in all directions, my friends. They don't call it the golden rule for nothing. It's the golden rule. Try it out and see what happens. I'll see you on the next one. This is the Q&A portion where we're going to attempt to extrapolate some price level information. And for those of you that are interested, the MGM 10-year was created today, 12/13, 8:40 p.m. Well, it's 8:40 p.m., but it was created at 6:08. That's this file here. Is MGM's lowest price level of the 10-year period 2020 through 2029 taking place in the year of 2026? No. Is MGM's highest price level of the 10-year period 2020 through 2029 taking place in the year of 2027? No. Is MGM's highest price level for the 10-year period of 2020, is MGM's highest price level of the 10-year period 2020 through 2029 taking place in the year 2028? Yes. Alright, so there's that completion of a trough there. Oh, matter of fact, I think that first one, the Hierophant card, I think is a maybe, come to think of it. I don't know why I said it was a no. Let me just double check. Check my notes. It's a maybe. Okay, so that makes sense. If it was a no, not so much. So what ends up happening is we have a high here in the end of 2026. We have a dip, a U-shaped dip, and then we come back in 2028 and we revisit that high. Do we have a higher price level? Does MGM's price level reach a higher high than that of the 10-year period of 2020 through 2029 within the 10-year period of 2030 through 2039? That's a yes. Yep. So we have a higher high in 2030 through 2039. Highest highs for the 10-year period of 2020 through 2029 are going to be at the end of 2026, and looks like the beginning of 2028. Is MGM's lowest price level of the 10-year period 2020 through 2029 taking place in 2022? No. Is MGM's lowest price level of the 10-year period 2020 through 2029 taking place in 2023? Ooh. I got a yes and a kinetic yes as well. So that's a double yes. I'm going to mark that off so that when I read this, I read it correctly. Take a moment, guys, if you haven't done so, and click subscribe. Help out the channel. It really helps out the channel. We're getting really close to that 1,000 mark where we get to monetize the site. Oh my God, guys, it'll be such a relief to get there. We need just a little over 50 more subscribers to get there, my friends. So please help out. Is MGM's trough in the year of 2027, does the low of does MGM's price level reach a low in 2027 that's lower than the low of 2023? Wow, that's a pretty significant drop there. That's a yes. Will MGM's price level reach a lower level in 2027 than that of its price level at the low of 2023? Yes. Wow. Unexpectedly. Okay. Is the trade opportunity in 2024 bullish or bearish? It's both. Okay, so it's kind of like a trade, like an entry and an exit in 2024. Is that correct? Yes. We revisit a support level that was an opportunity. All right, guys, that's MGM. for the 10-year period of 2020 through 2029. Let me know what you think by hitting that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Most importantly, my friends, make sure you follow that rule of karma. As long as you follow that rule of karma, the universe is going to send it back to you tenfold in all directions, my friends. I'll see you on the next one.